He's been a naughty boy.
How to hang out of this?
All right, we're live. All right, y'all. Here we are back for book club. Hey, Amanda Duncan. Hey, Nancy T. So good to see y'all. Back with book club. We've got chapter 4,
Whoa.
Kings, Bran 1, and of course, our very own Bran is going to be doing the overview. But before we get started, let's let all the girls introduce themselves. Starting with me, ending with Kerri, and then Bran, you introduce yourself and go right on into that overview, and then we'll all discuss. I also wanted to mention I'm extremely excited because Tuesday night I am going to Slidell, which is far from me. Yeah, and I am going to participate in a trivia contest at this bar called the Brass Monkey. Yes, like the Beastie Boys song.
Brass
The funky
monkey,
monkey.
the funky monkey. Brass monkey,
Has anybody else got some buffer going on?
It's really sad. I know all those words.
I do too.
Said
Turn
about
that again. Your right leg up. Come on, everybody. Let's finish the cup. All right. Yeah.
I've seen them in
Okay,
concert
so-
twice. I'm a huge Beastie Boys fan.
Me too. Okay, so y'all know me, Jen Wolverton, and we're here back as usual for Thursday Book Club. And let's see. Moni, you're on spring break, aren't you? If you just tell us a little bit about that when you introduce yourself. Kerri, tell us a little bit about how your birthday went and how your vacation went. We had shouted you out in the description last week. And with
Thank you.
that, Moni G. Moni G's with us tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, rock on, Shaka Khan. I'm here. I made it. I made it.
You
Is it
said
my
you were
turn?
going
Okay, hi,
first,
guys.
Jen.
It's-
Oh, she already said it. Okay.
Oh, is it my turn? All right, rock on.
It is.
Hello. Sorry. I'm here. I am on spring break, which means I work in this school or you're in college, but I'm not in college, thank the Lord. I am so actually it's just kind of been, kind of a lot of recovery, I'll be honest. I fell down the stairs a couple weeks ago, so it all worked out good. So it was good to get back a couple days and then have a week off. So nothing like ease and back into the old grind. So, and hey, I'm excited about this Bran chapter. So we'll do it. Next contestant.
Liz.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I'm here. I'm back on the northern side of the border. And
Oops. Oh, sorry.
yeah, and it seems like my internet is working. I think it was a computer issue. I'm getting excited for the upcoming season, and you can check all my links. They're all in the description. I'm asking lots of questions and I'll answer my questions or hit me up, and we'll talk about all kinds of controversial theories and not theories and all that. And I'm excited for this chapter tonight.
Great. Kerri. And don't forget to how your birthday and vacation went, and also how Naomi's birthday yesterday went. I think I got to go eat Mexican, and I saw she ordered, and this is classic Naomi according to you. Y'all are at a Mexican, but she had chicken tenders and French fries.
That's all she eats at Mexican restaurants. That's so ridiculous.
Well, my
I'm
parents
we
said at
love
their
this
Mexican
place.
restaurant they have a damn good burger.
Well, I had my usual tacos, but let's see. Happy to be back. I was having withdrawals last week. Went to Gatlinburg over spring break. We had ours last week, Moni, and spent 4 days there. Dollywood, Ripley's. Gatlinburg has changed a lot. I didn't know, brand new, that there was a fire about 4 years ago that burned up everything in Gatlinburg, and now it's a little too touristy for me. So the parts where we got to go out and explore the countryside, and we had to stay in a third hotel on our last night there, which was like a fancy golf resort, but that was nice, even though we had no Wi-Fi. So I was like, nah, I can't listen to anything. And then got back and had to start planning for my daughter's birthday, Naomi. She turned 17 yesterday. Oh.
Aw.
Not too long before college is coming. My brother's birthday's today, and then my sister's is April the 18th. So we're all airy.
My best friend in
So
high school.
watch out when you come around all of us, because it's a
Oh my
lot of being bullheaded, and we yell at each other, but it's not like intentional, like, I
Shout
hate
out
you. We
Andre.
just have to talk above each other. But I appreciate y'all mentioning me last week,
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
missed you.
happy to be back.
Glad you're
Talk
back.
about
Shout out
Bran.
Andre. That's my childhood best friend. Her birthday's April 18th. My
Oh, okay.
birthday was April 1st, and mine is April 30th.
Well, Ree and I were joking. My parents seem to have gotten busy, like the same, like, because my brother and sister and I are all within 3 weeks of each other.
I know
Like our
you broke
birthdays.
April, huh?
And then Naomi's thrown in there too. So yeah.
You broke his nail in April, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
really.
cute.
Now, Naomi, we've already done so much stuff for her, and she just keeps asking. Now she wants to go horseback riding, which is fine, but the only place around here we can find, they want $65 a person, and that
For how
just,
much? For how long? An hour, or what are they saying?
I don't know all the details, but some of these places that she did look at just want to take you for a ride around the ranch or a ride on. She wants to be a little more, have a little more freedom.
Yeah, you know what? Check and see if you can.
And it's a guy from Africa
like
that,
if
yeah,
you can take a couple lessons, which
yeah.
2 lessons should be about 65, 2 30-minute lessons, and then rent the horse for an hour where she gets to go
Okay.
around the pasture by herself.
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean, unless it's going to be like a guided trail ride, you're exactly right. That's
Right.
not much.
Mm-mm. Not where, I mean, this guy, his name, it's called Mose, and like I said, he's from Ghana in Africa, but he takes you on a trail ride, but it's a little expensive. I mean, that's 3, 4 people at $65 a pop. So, and she kept talking about it in Gatlinburg that she wanted to do it, and we wouldn't do it. It was way cheaper there. So we should have just done it.
Yeah, y'all should have did it, huh? Every time we used to go on vacation, I used to be horse crazy when I was younger before we had horses. And every time we would go anywhere that had horseback riding, I would always want to go. And my mom is
Yeah.
afraid of horses, but my dad will ride. But
I used to be afraid of them, but I'm not anymore.
There was a campground we used to go to that had that. You could either rent the horse for an hour or 30 minutes, or you could go on their little trail ride. And usually when they do that little trail ride thing, the horse can be a little bit barn sour, which is like when it starts.
That's what happened to me. The horse took off to the barn when he saw it. I don't know if that's what you mean, but when I was a kid and one of my feet fell out of the stirrups, and it was terrifying. And then I didn't ride a horse again till Mexico. And I made that horse fly down the beach. The girl that worked there was like, "What are you doing?" But you see that in movies, and I was like, "I'm gonna make this horse go."
That's exactly what that is.
Give the horse its head.
Horses are very smart.
So.
Okay, so let's shout the child out real quick, and then we'll go on into Bran's overview and then get to discussing. And I just want to say this, in looking over this chapter, if there is any evidence that, of course, you can never tell what Dan and Dave are going to do. And I just want to say the books and the show are completely separate. So if you're trying to figure out what's going to happen, I would say do several rewatches. I wouldn't say really reference the book, but if we are going to get some resurrected dire wolves, say Lady, because we know her bones are in the crypt, I think there's evidence for that in this chapter. And with that, wait, what else did I say I was going to say? I forgot. Okay. Oh, yeah, shout out. Okay. AU and Nancy T. We got Shelly, Baratheon Girl, and Amanda.
Yay, Shelly.
So I just say hey to y'all, and now we will proceed with our very own Branwick. Branwick, introduce yourself. Oh, there's Carlisi, and we'll go on into the
Carlisa.
Bran.
Sorry, you guys. Hey, Kerri, it's good to have you back. I'm glad you had
thank
a
you,
good
honey.
vacation. My link and everything should be in the description. And I'm
Mine's,
Bran.
yeah.
Everyone should know me.
Y'all can find me. I forgot to mention all that. But
Are y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Moni?
Yes.
You ready, Liz?
Oh, I'm ready.
You ready, Kerri?
I'm ready.
You ready, chat?
All right. So the last time we saw Bran was in a Game of Thrones, and that was when he went down into the crypts and found Rickon, and they had the same dream about their father, and they got the raven about their father being dead. And this chapter starts off with Bran in his room looking out of his window, and the wolves are howling, and they seem to have been doing that for a very long time. And he wonders if they're howling for their brother and sisters. And he asks everyone why they think the wolves are howling, and so Roderick says, "Who can know the mind of a wolf?" Farron, when the kennel master says for freedom, while Gage the cook says they want out to go hunt. Maester Lewin says that they think the comet is the moon, so that's what they're howling at. And Osha says, "Your wolves have more wit than your maester. They know truths the gray man has forgotten." And when he asked her what the comet meant, she said, "Blood and fire, boy, and nothing sweet." Septon Shell says the comet is the sword that slays the season, and Old Nan says it's dragons. Bran's looking out his window, and he can't see the wolves, but he can see the comet. And he's looking at the gargoyles on top of the first keep, and that's where he fell for the first time. And every time he sees it, he gets this real tight feeling in his stomach, but he just can't remember what happened. And he remembers that Rob said when he had fallen, Summer howled in his grief, and the other wolves grieved with their brother. And he wonders who they're mourning for now. Did someone slay the king in the north, or had Jon Snow fallen off the wall? Had his mother died, or his sisters? And then he just starts howling with the wolves. Like, really weird, you know? And he says, "This is stupid. This is a little boy's howl, not a wolf's howl." And the howling summoned his guard, Hayhead, who made Maester Lewin come in there and talk to him. And Maester Lewin tells Bran he needs to go to sleep. Bran says whenever he goes to sleep, he becomes a wolf, so he never really sleeps. And he asks Maester Lewin if wolves dream. And Maester Lewin says all creatures dream, but not as men do. And he said, "How about dead men?" And Maester Lewin says nobody really knows because the dead are silent on the matter. And then Bran says, "Do trees dream?" And Maester Lewin says, "No, trees do not dream." And Bran says, "Well, that's a lie. Trees do dream. I dream of a weirwood like the one in the gods would." And then Maester Lewin starts tugging at the chain around his neck. "If only you'd spend more time with the other children." And to that, Bran said, "I don't want to spend no more time with the other kids. They can go play The Lord in the Crossing in the Godswood, and I can have Summer in my room." And The Lord of the Crossing is a game with a log, a staff, and a body of water. The Lord of the Crossing stands on the log holding his stick, and when someone comes up, he says, "I'm the Lord of the Crossing, who goes there?" And you have to make up a story about who you are and why you need to cross the river. But you don't have to tell the truth, but all the oaths are binding, unless you say the word mayhaps. So the trick is to say mayhaps without the Lord of the Crossing knowing. And if you did say mayhaps, you can knock him in the water, and then you get to be the Lord of the Crossing. And the Lord of the Crossing can knock anybody in the water at any time. And then Rickon goes and plays with them, and Shaggy Dog gets mad when they knock Rickon in the water and comes and attacks them. And after that, Rickon decides that he likes being with them, and he takes them everywhere, all over Winterfell, even into the crypts. And that makes Bran really mad because he says that's a Stark place. And then at the end of the chapter, Maester Lewin comes in with a little green jar full of a thick, chalky potion that claims that it'll give him a sweet, dreamless sleep. And Osha stays behind after he takes it, and as he's falling asleep, she tells him that maybe the old gods are talking to him. and the potion doesn't work. When he goes to sleep, he's in Summer's skin. And that was it.
Good job.
Mm. Yeah.
Great. That was awesome, Bran.
Awesome, awesome.
Good job, Bran.
I want to talk about that very first part, where everybody says everything is different for the comet.
Yeah.
For the howling. That was awesome. I like how the cook said, "Oh, it's because they're hungry." And then what was it? The kennel master said it's because they want their family, which I believe I've heard is what they say about the wolves. Like, they really talk when they howl to each other.
I thought he said that they wanted to be wild because they're wild things. It could have been something else that said that.
But then
the kennel master said they wanted freedom, which is really interesting because he's the kennel master. He keeps them trapped up, dogs and everything.
Who was the one who said that they were howling, like, to talk to each other?
Well, okay, so Sir Roderick said, who knows why, who can know the mind of the wolf. Farland, the kennel master, said for freedom. Gage, the cook, says that they want to hunt, and Maester Lewin says it's just the moon. They think the comet's the moon.
Right. Which I thought was really interesting. And then
it's Bran is the one who wonders if they're calling to
their brothers and
their pack.
So do they miss their brothers and sisters too? Are they calling to Grey Wind?
I just loved all the different explanations for why they were.
Well, old Nan says that the wolf blood is in the Starks and it's stronger in some than in others. And I also want to bring up, because we always talk about the children and the singing, but Bran brings up the fact that he feels like the wolves are singing in a language that he used to know but doesn't know anymore. And Bree said in the chat that it's the ghosts that are talking to him, like through the wolves.
The old gods.
Possibly, yeah.
Like what Osha says at the end of the chapter. Maybe I see you talking to the tree boy. Maybe the old gods are trying to talk
listening.
To you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to draw attention to this part where Bran wonders, do they miss their brothers and sisters too? Bran wondered, are they called to Grey Wind and Ghost and to Nymeria and to Lady Shade? Do they want
the first
and be a pack together? And that right there is what I think. If there is evidence that we're going to see a resurrected direwolf, that's it right there.
I would please, this would be amazing if they did this on the show. I feel like they're not going to do this on the show because they hate the wolves on the show. But
they're
so
expensive to CGI. But
I think that's what they're actually.
Martin said, "What was the point of bringing up a giant wolf pack if you're not going to use them?"
Exactly.
So,
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we're going to see it. That we're going to see it.
Yeah,
I really believe that, and I believe that's why it was such a big deal. Because they never mention anything that isn't really going to happen or doesn't have significance. And we've heard about Lady's bones a few times, even in the show.
Yeah.
The imagination realm in the chat says, "Why did he try to prevent him from dreaming?" And that's very interesting that he's trying to prevent him from dreaming, because in the last Bran chapter at the end of the first book, he's telling him the history of the Children of the Forest and all this magic stuff and how magic isn't real anymore and all this other stuff. And as soon as Bran brings up tree dreams in this, he shuts him down. He says, "Please, no." And then he starts pulling at his chain.
Yeah, I could always see him doing that.
And then Osha specifically says, "Man, your maester has forgotten." And I think it's interesting that the two people, their explanation for the comment, we get Old Nan and Osha both say that the explanation for those comments is dragons.
Yeah. And the Meister was interesting about, because I was doing a rewatch, or maybe it was in the books. I can't remember now. I'm forgetting. But Meister Lewin has gotten his chain, his link in his chain that's for the higher arts or the magical arts. So I find and this is maybe I don't know if people believe in the conspiracy of the Citadel. The Citadel is trying to get rid of magic. But it seems like Meister Lewin if he studied these like higher arts or mystical arts, then wouldn't he like be more open-minded to Bran? Like what's Bran seeing? But he doesn't seem to be, or maybe he's scared of it because he knows too much. And I don't know.
It
Well,
seems to me. Oh, go ahead, Bran.
I was just gonna say that they're you know, the Citadel and stuff, they're obviously keeping a secret. They don't want certain things to get out and stuff. But
Yeah.
Right.
It would be really hard to control someone in a wolf because Bran in this chapter, whenever he's talking about how I wish I could do all these things, and Maester Luwin says, "You might one day. You're only a boy of 8 right now." Bran says, "I'd sooner be a wolf, and then I could live in the wood and sleep when I wanted. I could find Arya and Sansa. I'd smell where they were, and I'd go save them. And when Robb went into battle, I'd fight beside him like Grey Wind. I'd tear out the Kingslayer's throat with my teeth. Rip. And then the war would be over, and everyone would come back to Winterfell. If I was a wolf."
Yeah.
So, like, it's really hard to control people. You know, he's obviously very excellent.
No. And children even more, right? Because children, like Bran, like I guess we have to remember, like Bran in the book.
I know it.
He's right. He's like how old? I mean, he's like 8 or 7 or 8. So
they said 8 in this chapter.
8, yeah. So I mean, he's super young. Like the show. I mean, there's a big difference between like an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old too. Like in the show.
Yeah, step outside of Bran's head in this chapter, where we know that he's having these wolf dreams. You know, imagine being Maester Luwin and you got this kid in this room howling, talking about free dreams, and he just on howling and howling.
Yeah,
I'd want to put him to sleep too.
And I wouldn't judge you for that, Bran.
I kind of think this is when.
Go ahead, Kerri.
I kind of think this is when Bran finally starts realizing, and like Osha tells him that he needs to accept his powers and use them more. And then Ree mentioned in the chat that the wolves, like they're the gods, the wolves, all the ghosts, they're calling to Bran, and he's lost underwater, like Bloodraven had said. So this is his way to break out of that prison. Like he tells Maester Luwin he'd go live in the Godswood and be fine there, and then they could, you know. No, he says put the Walders in the Godswood and let some wolves come live with them inside the castle.
All right, you guys. AU says in the chat, just because you study McDonald's doesn't make you a hamburger. Let's go into Ree's comment here. She's gonna
she's put some good ones in.
Yeah, this is gonna garner some discussion here. Bree Vengeance has a new theory, and she said he's a shade, which means ghost. We see this term several times. We see Ygritte uses this term. We see this term in this chapter. It means ghost. Okay, so he's a shade too, all of them. Listen to the description of everyone in this chapter and what they are doing, their reactions, all dead and ghosts.
And then another thing to this whole dead thing, he says, "Who are they mourning now? Had some enemy slain the king in the north, who used to be his brother Robb."
Right.
Had his bastard brother Jon Snow fallen from the wall? Had his mother died or one of his sisters? That's a lot of ghosts, you know?
Yeah. And I think everybody he names but Jon does die. But according to maybe everybody is already dead.
I think the tree, when he asked Mr. Luwin if trees dream, and of course he tells him no, that he's dreaming about Bloodraven's cave.
He's not dreaming of the tree.
The heart tree.
It's one like the one in his Godswood, but it's not that one.
Yeah. How much?
I got quiet. Okay.
No, I want to say, but I think trees dream too, even in this world.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
So and I love how he gets like, oh, like so it's like he's so nervous whenever anybody mentions anything about magic, which he wasn't even talking. But see, but this is also, he's an educated man, remember? So I refuse to believe that he doesn't know about green seers, or whether he chooses to teach the children about them.
Oh, Meister Lewin.
Yeah.
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 Well, he's been up
and
north.
it makes
He
him so
followed
uncomfortable.
Kat up north when he's been up there for what, 16 years or so, 14 to 16 years.
Yeah.
So, and then he did study at the Citadel before. So,
And I just want to also say, in response to the McDonald's comment, on every day right now, McDonald's has a $5 meal. Like on Friday, it's the fish. Saturday is my favorite. It's the 2 hamburger meal. Like you get the 2 small hamburgers, French fries, and a drink. I just want to put that out there for everybody.
Jen, are you being paid for McDonald's promotion?
No,
I need to get paid. I need to get paid for McDonald's promotion.
No, but
They
they
should
should
do a
pay
free
me.
meal
I
or
swear.
something.
When they
I swear they
quit doing their
should.
large drinks for $1, it broke my heart.
Really? That's a Yankee thing because all the drinks
There's
are
still $1 down here.
yeah.
Well, then another reason, sucks to be a damn Yankee. Although
You're only
the
a
Tigers
damn
won today.
Yankee. You're only a damn Yankee if you move down here and stay. You're just a Yankee if you live up there.
That's true. It's true.
Thank you,
So,
Kerri.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Lord of the Crossing game, you guys?
oh yes,
Okay,
we
let's
Yeah,
can.
talk
I
about
kind of
that. I
skipped
think
that
there's a lot
part
of
in the
symbolism in
chapter
this game.
because I'd already read it and I was just like, yeah, I know what happened. So y'all can talk about the Lord of the Crossing.
Okay, wait. First comment I have to say, okay, because this is my cartoon brain. First thing I thought of was Robin Hood Daffy, where he's going, ho, ha, ha, dodge, dart, dodge, pin, parry, spin. And Porky Pig it's so awesome. So continue. That's what I would be playing if I was playing this game.
Carlisa and Ree in the chat are going,
I'm loving it. Yeah.
I'm loving it.
I was just about to write
That's
something
what I
back
say to my kids all the time. So yeah, how about this game?
I just found
Seems
it
really
interesting
hard to me.
What'd you say,
Yeah.
Kerri?
Seems hard to me to throw in mayhaps or whatever that's the word, and not get caught saying it.
Right.
Yeah, let's try to figure it out.
And then afterwards,
Mayhaps
arguing
we
if you
should.
said it or not. But
Right,
it was really
and you have to keep the oaths that you make. The oaths
yeah,
are
that you could get
binding.
out of the oaths that you make. Oaths are binding unless you say mayhaps. And the
Yeah.
Lord of the Crossing can knock anyone into the water at any time.
I wonder what the oaths would be that you'd have to be bound to. I'll do your chores for the next 2 days, a month,
It could be
or
anything.
Well,
He
it
could
said
say,
that you had to make up a story about who you were and why you had to get across
Right.
the crossing. And you didn't have to tell the truth about who you were and why you had to get across, but if
Nope.
you made an oath, it was binding.
And go figure, this is
binding,
like a freaking
binding
phrase game.
how? Yeah, binding how? I'm wondering the oath.
Like, say
The Lord with the stick.
Say I needed to get across the crossing because my sheep were over there or something,
Yeah.
I could get over there and I could come up and say, my name is Branwick Blackwood and my sheep is across your river here and I need to get over there. And he would be like, okay, but when you come back through, you have to give me.
I got okay.
All right, grab you, girl.
And I say,
Shelley
no, yes, I will.
Shelley
got it.
Wild in the chat. She's wrote this several times. She says that this is all like basically a parody, or what's the word I'm looking for here? Liz, back me up on this. It's
metaphor,
parody, or kind of a
it's definitely a whole thing for the red wedding. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, except for like they're all
says,
everybody's laughing and having a good time, right? Like a wedding is until Rick wants to play. And he took it like a man. He's laughing in them. How about a bubbling, muddy, slimy pool?
Yeah, and that was the first time the Walders ever saw that.
Yeah. That sounds like that does. And they were like, yeah, that makes it better.
Oh, you said this is an intro to Rob's mistake.
Yeah, but I also think it foreshadows at the end that the wolves will have their revenge, right? Because
when they knocked Rickon in the water, it came for him.
Yeah. So I think there's some, I think there's a lot going on, as far as like
throughout
Rob's,
all the Riverlands.
The Red Wedding, but also like, I want to see a dire wolf rip a Frey's throat out.
Yeah, but Arya got all the Freys, and that was the other thing I thought was interesting too.
I know it should have been a wolf. Well,
yes, I concur with that. But it should have But maybe Arya is like symbolically in the show our wolf. But anyways, oh shoot, now I forgot because I was thinking about Arya slicing out their throats. I remember it was a big Walder and little Walder, and how he said, and little Walder says, Big Walder says, well, we're too far back, we'll never get it. And then little Walder says, I'm gonna get it. And it was like, ooh, yeah, because all of the other Walders are dead, man. So it is gonna be yours.
Which Walder is killed? And not to spoiler alert. Which of them? Doesn't one of them end up dead in a Dance with Dragons?
Yeah, you're right. One of them does end up dead. I think Big Walder.
Okay.
It was actually 52 days younger than Little Walder.
Right.
Right, but had more of a closer claim, even though he was younger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't think about it too hard, Moni.
It's like, it's going to be yours, either one, boys, because you're not there. That's what I was saying.
Hey, you said he's going to get it all right.
He is.
Well, one of them is the son of Merritt Frey, who goes and meets the Brotherhood. Yeah, night, Riri. Isn't Merritt Frey one of them's father? I can't remember if it's Big or Little Walder. He's the one who goes off to meet the Brotherhood without banners to get back somebody, and he wants to do it to prove to Walder, Lord Walder Frey, that he can do it. And he has really bad headaches all the time.
I just read this, I think.
Oh, I forgot you were. Merritt? Yeah. I think one of these boys said his father name was named Merritt.
I think it's Merritt. Are you talking about the one who goes to make the trade or whatever?
Yeah, like not at the steps on those stones, but maybe somewhere like that. And they had already hung the kid he was trying to save, and they took his gold and killed him.
Oh, this is whenever we first see Lady Stoneheart for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Oh, Lady Creepheart.
Yeah. I got a calendar. The one I sent Jen, it's got a really good Lady Stoneheart drawing in it.
Yeah, I think our set designer here has really fell down on the job today. Russell, he's been doing a rewatch all day, and he did not the banners, and I need to change the calendar over from March to April, I believe.
The other thing that I noticed that was interesting that I liked is that Bran gets really upset. Rickon takes the phrase down into the crypts, and Bran gets really upset. Like, no, that's our place.
He yells at him.
That's a Stark place.
Yeah, and
right ahead of that, I was, and y'all might have said this already when I was looking at the chat, that he told he I don't know if he told Lewin this or just was thinking it, but he'd rather be a wolf, live in the wood, sleep when he wanted, find Arya and Sansa. He'd smell them. He'd fight beside Grey Wind and kill the Kingslayer. Out of all the people, that's who he picked.
I know,
Kingslayer. When he's just talking in the chapter, maybe before, I'm not sure if it's before or after, about
this one that he
how
remember.
looking at the gargoyle at the first keep always makes knots in his stomach. Like,
and
he knows
didn't
he
remember
fell.
Also.
Right.
He repeats in this
it's
chapter
like block.
that he didn't remember.
Yeah. But then he mentions
and
tearing out the Kingslayer's throat.
And while he doesn't remember and he's knocked out, Summer rips out his throat like you were saying, Kerri, and he says, "Don't you remember?" But how could he remember?
It's unconscious knowledge.
Yeah. Like he knows he doesn't like this person, but he doesn't exactly know, like,
right.
He doesn't remember why.
Like a repressed memory, kind of like he needs hypnotism.
Macca Walder, Moni.
You know what?
I know.
It's like Whack-a-Walder. Like
they are truly my least favorite house.
I wrote earlier. There are tons of phrase to smack around. So
God,
they just keep popping up.
He's horrible. He's a
kill them all.
He's a horrible man who doesn't have any forgiveness in his heart, and they all wear stupid hats that make him look so dumb. Makes me want to smack a Walder.
They're trolls. They're little, like they're trolls. Like, that's exactly what they are, right?
Yep. Garden their bridge. Yes, perfect. That's a great.
They certainly don't have any fashion sense, whatever. I mean,
those hats are god awful.
I don't know what they're doing with all that money, but certainly they're not, getting new fashions.
Yeah.
Shoot. And yeah. And they're all gray. They're just this one horrible family.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Very.
But they're all like digging for like the old man's gold. They're all naming their kid after him.
Well, that's all the boy, little and big Walder, are talking about is the succession and who's going to be first. And I mean, that's like all they give a shit about.
Yeah, they all seem to be extremely greedy. And I just want to say real quick, there's this place here in New Orleans called Frey Barbecue, and this one customer.
I would never go there.
No, every time I walk in there, I'm expecting like the Red Wedding to start playing, but
them serve human meat.
This one customer always gets the 3 meat platter, which just gets pulled pork, ribs, and brisket.
I mean, I like barbecue, but
I don't think I could eat at the Frey's either.
He tips. I've delivered to him like 3 times. He tips.
Oh, that's cool. Just as long as you're not delivering any free toe pie.
Shit, Moni.
Ew. So gross, dude. It's like such a boy scene.
I thought that was a finger, not a toe.
It was a toe.
Oh, gross.
Even worse.
I love how the wolves, this is kind of going back in the chapter, are pissing everybody off with the noise, but not Bran. Like, he's loving it. And the way the sounds, and the way the sounds bounce off of Winterfell and stuff, and it even sounds like they're walking the ramparts sometimes, and all of that. I just think that's awesome. And the guards are up there cussing, and nobody's sleeping at night. It's like,
I would think that they would let him out. Like, okay, so did anybody else think this when they were reading it? So he's in his dream, even with poppy milk is what I'm assuming it is. But
I think it's chalky like that.
Yes, I don't know. I have yet to get my hands on some of that. So
well, that's from watching Into the Badlands, and they have that's a really good show. But they have poppy fields, and I've seen them milk them. I've never touched that or anything, but it's really chalky white substance.
I'm not against it.
Hey, I would.
I would.
Hey, if I had a poppy field in my front yard,
let me know.
Y'all watch Into the Badlands. Awesome.
Yeah, except for I know why my nephew lives over there by the Badlands, and
I do watch it. I haven't seen it, and I'm not caught up, but it's a show I used to watch.
They canceled it, and I'm hoping Netflix will pick it up. It's such great martial arts. It's a great, dystopian, post-apocalyptic society. No guns. Everybody uses knives, martial arts, swords. I mean, it's just...
Well, I know why, because I've been over there in the Badlands and obviously not post.
What, up in the Dakotas?
But it might as well be, in South Dakota.
That place is creepy looking.
When the robbers would go out there. I mean, it's beautiful, but it gets hot as heck.
Yeah, it
and
is.
That weather is so, it's super hot or super cold. There's not
That's
a lot of,
weird.
there is no in between. And
Yeah.
that's why when they would ride up there, the sheriffs or the marshals would just be like, okay,
And bye.
good luck
Don't get
with your
lost.
bad self. Good luck with
Well,
your
I mean,
bad self.
it's beautiful in like an alien kind of way because there's no other place like it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
no, it is. It's, and that's, I mean, that's what's so cool about the United States that other
Yeah.
people can't really grasp because it's so big and so vast, and every region is different. I mean, every different
Yeah.
part is different. So, but I was wondering, do you think that and I was thinking, so he was dreaming and he was with his brother and they were out checking the yard, right?
Yeah.
But I was wondering, do they let them out at night? Because I would.
No.
Like, what better guards than a couple of dire wolves, right, on
Well,
the grounds?
They think of what the wolves, I think it's Bran, and some are thinking about like, you know, deer is not like hunting the dead meat that they give them.
Right,
I don't know where the passage is, but
yeah, that he's feeding them like that, and it's not the same as eating the squirrel.
Yeah, that's hiding up in the. I told Naomi we should have named our beagle Doug from that movie because that's what he does. If we have him on a leash and there's a squirrel, like, you better hold on because he's running.
Yeah, no, that dog is funny. That's me too. Squirrel. My ADD self. So yeah, but I wonder, do you think they would let him out at night? Because he was looking from his window and couldn't see him. So then I was like thinking that they were inside, but then in his dream they're out creeping around. So do you think like he was dreaming with his direwolf's dream, or do you think they let him out at least run around like the grounds in, you know,
I don't. Well, when you read the part about Shaggy Dog, I mean, Summer did it the first night where they go to every possible place of exit that they can find, and Summer the first night growls, and then and then Shaggy Dog just keeps doing it every night over and over and over again. Do y'all think they're howling at the comet, or it's other stuff like what Ree was talking about, like the gods calling Bran? Because it says this is one of the last line of the chapter. He knows the world, what quote unquote, is calling him, and he has to answer it or die.
I think it's a combination of them calling, trying to talk to Bran, trying to reach the other wolves. I think they're trying to communicate with, you know, Ghost and Grey Wind and Nymeria and Lady Shade even. So I think there's a couple reasons why they're, you know, and it may even be like they're talking to each other, and they're talking to Bran, and they're also talking to the other wolves out there in the world, but they're also trying to talk to Rob and John and, you know, to the actual
I think
Go ahead, Brent.
I think that in a way they are howling at the moon, but I think that the wolves know that dragons have been birthed into the world again.
Yeah.
I think that's a great possibility. One, because they're creatures of the north, you know. So I was also watching some I was binge watching, and you know, I've held off, and now look how close I am, and we're so close to watching the next season. And
oh my god, I know, right?
I wasn't watching any like clue videos or anything like that, but today I break down, right? So I'm watching Tony Teflon, shout out, he's the man, my Don. So I said, well, he's talking about, and one of the ones he was talking about, it was about Khaleesi and her thing with the with her servants and stuff, and what they thought the moon was, and how the moon like busted into like it was a dragon egg.
Yeah,
and, like,
there were
it
two
broke,
moons. Yeah.
And so then and that kind of it tied in kind of with this. It was just like, ooh, wow, yeah. I don't know, with the comet being, so they think that's a moon, but is it like because of the birth of the dragons? Because that's what, who was it? One person said it's Asha said it's fire and blood, and then or Osha, I don't know, said it's fire and blood, and then
Old Nan.
But then old Nan says it's a dragon, right? So it was like,
Mm-hmm.
and then how they were talking about, oh, it's when it opens and they all fly out. And it was like, ooh, 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 ooh.
I
So
was
it was
thinking. Go ahead.
that was just really interesting because I mean
Yeah.
she was a slave girl on another continent from another place.
Yep.
Another place. Somebody I should have
think
taken
it was
notes.
Doria or Doria. I don't know how you say it, but I think that's
Yeah, I think
it was.
Did y'all find the foreshadowing or notice the foreshadowing in Bran remembering how he climbed all over the top of the castle and how his friends were the ravens?
Yes.
I thought that was a pretty cool lead into what's going to be happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and they were his friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
His own special friends. Like,
right.
Nobody else's, because nobody else was climbing up there.
Yeah. And also how he talks about in this chapter how, he lists all the things he can't do anymore, but he could sit and watch, which also reminds me of what ends up kind of happening to him,
Yeah.
He starts, he can watch everything.
That's right. Have y'all seen this is, okay, when we're finished talking about the chapter, I'll bring it up.
But I was, Moni, like what you were saying is interesting how Bran gets related a lot to like Targaryen things or dragon things or fire and blood. And I don't know if it's supposed to relate to like Daenerys or to like Jon's parentage or to Bloodraven, Bloodraven being the three-eyed crow. So it's interesting that those always come up I think it comes up a lot in some of his chapters, and I don't, or maybe, a different relationship we don't know about yet.
Yeah.
But he seems to be like very associated with this, even though, he's a Stark and he's of the North, he's ice. So is he like the ice to the fire, or is he gonna switch sides? I don't know.
I don't know.
Good point, Septuagina.
I was binge watching that, and they had like so many good things, and then it went right along with this chapter too about all of them getting together and everybody's families, and I just I really liked that game, but I loved hearing how, well, what are the wolves talking to? That was probably my favorite part of this chapter, like, and everybody's different like rundown of what it was, and then also him howling, because I love howling like that too. Like, I'm not a wolf, but I want to be, and I would even more if I was.
And they were answering him back, so
yeah, they joined right in, and there was a chorus. I love that part. When Shaggy came in, it was, of course. Well, and the one I was listening to, and it's not like the professional reading, so, but her voice, like, it was actually, it made me actually like Rick on for a sweet moment, because her voice was so sweet when she said, "Stay drunk, Shaggy dog, Shaggy, stay by Bran." It was like, oh, Rick on, like, because in the show I don't like him, and I don't really remember liking him that much.
Who, Noni?
Rickon.
Well, he's the one who can't run zigzag,
I know.
I liked in this chapter when Rickon said, "We have our own names here."
Yeah.
He's a smart. Yeah, he's had to. Thank you, Catelyn, raise himself.
And his big old dog is all wild like him, because that's what their wolves like reflect on.
And he didn't like the Walders being there. He cried. He's like, I don't want them. I want my mom and my dad and everybody else that's supposed to be here, not y'all. Even though he does change, but
and
have you guys seen the I'm not saving this till the end, I changed my mind. Have y'all seen the aftermath video from the Battle of Winterfell?
Yes, I saw it.
Okay, I saw it today too. And seeing, you got to watch it. It's showing what Winterfell looks like after the battle with the night.
Supposedly.
Well, you see Bran's wheelchair shattered. You see needles sticking out of somebody. I mean, you got to watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch the video. There's a lot of like, the thing is what I'm not sure about. Is it really the after the battle, or is it just promotion? Like,
Is it all a dream? And that, oh, well,
yeah.
Shout out
Could
to
be.
Tony again. Because
Yeah.
that's what he was saying, that I haven't actually watched the trailer. I just saw his video on the trailer. So I saw
think
a bunch
that's
of it.
who I watched too,
And
Moni.
it was really good, Kerri. And like, I
Mhm.
love the part about where he ties in with the feather. Because the
Yes.
feather was
Everybody
that,
put your opinion in the chat and on the panel. Let's go through that. I think it's just a promo.
All the different things. That's what Tony was saying. Like
it's all a lie.
the spearheads were like stood for a person, like Gendry, where he was forging the weapons, and the feathers Sansa, and who's chasing Arya, which he thinks is Rickon and Lyanna. And in my personal opinion, seeing Arya that rattled is very surprising to me. So it's going to be something big, and I think possibly she could be trying to lure whites away from people on
what
her
else
own.
he said though was interesting in this part, like that. He really broke it down.
I don't think Rickon would freak her out. Like,
well, you don't never really. I think
except for if he was supposed to be dead.
You never really see Arya shook. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I think she's doing something on purpose to save somebody else.
In that scene there that we get, she looks scared, and you don't really see her scared, even when she's facing down, death or whatever. And
Amanda thinks it's the Night King chasing her.
That's what I thought too, Amanda.
I'm just saying the secret says it's Bran seeing a possible future, which is also what Teflon said. I think that's just a promo.
Oh yeah, the aftermath. Yeah, that's possible.
Right.
Everything's covered in snow, like trying to show how the Night King brings the winter and all of that. Yeah. And I don't think the Night King's, I don't think he's going to end up dying.
I think there's some others.
Good night, baby. Love you.
No, everybody's going to die.
Okay, I think that it was just a promo, but I haven't really accepted entirely that it's very possible that everybody could die.
No, right? Either.
It's gonna be a happy ending.
I watched the Gray.
It's a bittersweet ending. I hear.
Yeah, it's
I know.
Not a.
So's arsenic.
I had heard that George wants to turn it into a Tolkien type ending, which means kind of. I mean, I haven't watched all the Lord of the Rings, so I'm not the expert, but in the Lord of the Rings, basically, good guys always win, kind of thing.
Right, and that's kind of what.
Well, actually, when they come back from their quest, you don't get this in the movie. When they come back from their quest, the Shire has been messed up. Like, people have cut down the trees and industrialized it, kind of, and it's kind of a play on what the beginning of the turn of the century, the 19th century was. With all industrialization, which made everything kind of dirty and polluted.
Yeah.
I was watching a travel show, and there was a place in England, in Stratfordshire.
Okay, Russell, do you want to come?
And it was the place
Russell is more of a Lord of the Rings expert.
Where Tolkien got his inspiration for the Hobbit, the Shire, because there's little houses built like that.
Yeah. But I think the other thing about at the end of the Lord of the Rings.
Hell.
I was gonna say is just Frodo's all really messed up, so he can't really go back to being around. Like so he has to go with the elves to the basically die. He's
got post-traumatic stress. Like
so that's a bittersweet part of it is like this. Yes, they saved the world or whatever, and they got rid of the ring, but it changed him so much, like he couldn't really be normal anymore.
Right.
So, and then the scourging of the Shire at the end.
Yeah, that's what's wrong with me.
Do y'all think,
Kerri?
Yeah.
I can understand that you haven't read The Lord of the Rings, but I cannot understand that you haven't seen The Lord.
Not all of them.
I've
seen the first one.
Like, just watch the movies.
They are so good.
Okay,
I had not watched it, and then me and Russell got together, and he had me watching this, so we were going to do a marathon, or we were going to watch one every night or whatever, because they're long movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did.
I
I
didn't
had to
do it,
rewatch it.
and then I couldn't quit watching it. And he wakes up at like 5 in the morning, and at this time, I think there was like 3 of them. It was only 3 of them, you know. And I'm sitting
That's funny.
They're doing
there,
this
you know.
story.
and I dig the extended versions, and I've watched all the director's cuts, like with the people
Oh,
talking,
wow.
like during the whole movie, because
Yeah.
I was a bit of a junkie.
Well, Joe, Naomi's boyfriend, showed us. We watched this old cartoon of the Lord of the Rings that was made in like.
Oh, the Hobbit.
Heard of that? But somebody.
The Hobbit. See, I couldn't get into the books, and then I thought, well, maybe seeing the movie,
Me
I would
either.
get it.
I'm glad I'm
I
not
would
the
get
only
into
one.
it better, but then everybody was. But I liked the movies, but I didn't really read the book, so.
Yeah. Well, I had a hard time getting into The Hobbit, like just with
Me
his
too.
style of writing. And then I started in on Lovecraft, so I kind of left Tolkien behind. But
Ooh,
I have a stack of books on my coffee
some
table that are
Lovecraft. See,
some
that stuff I think would be just too
There's
freaky. But then
been-
again, I would never guess that I dig this story either. But I totally.
yeah, yeah. So
So,
Who
Bran,
do
what
y'all-
else do you have to tell us? What else was your insight?
yeah, because I was going to ask about the Night King and Bran. What do you think about that, Bran?
I
About
think so.
Bran
I
being
think he
the
is.
Night King.
No, I don't. Well, I don't think he's the
Bran
Night
is the
King.
Night King, if that's what you're asking.
You do?
No.
Okay. No, just like what's gonna like towards the end. I mean, we maybe could do predictions each week if y'all want to, or after the
We're almost
episodes
out of weeks.
or
We only have
whatever.
one more week until it
I
starts.
know.
And
I'm so
one more book
excited.
club next week, and then Sunday's here.
I know. I'm so
Ay, ay, ay.
excited.
Here, I mean, people already are leaking because they had the premiere in New York and
Oh,
NYC.
everybody looked great.
No, I did not know.
I'm
that
not
was.
watching that shit.
Yeah, you got to stay off Tumblr, stay off Twitter. I like ruined my day.
I'm not watching it. I'm waiting until the 14th.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn Christie looked gorgeous.
The red carpet was everything, but they didn't leak an actual episode. It's just people. I guess someone who was there put up a description of everything that happens up on Reddit.
Well, they
Oh
knew that
man,
somebody would,
I know, right?
They should not have done that.
that's why I don't go on Reddit.
They put and now it got put on. It's on Tumblr. It's on, it's everywhere now.
Right.
Twitter, but like I said, I'm just not. Anyways, it's fine, but
Right.
No, it's not fine.
Well, Emergency Awesome Charlie, he's done a lot of teaser stuff and talking about information he's gotten on HBO's official page. So
Well, and like I said, I
learned
have
a few
avoided
things
all
from
that
that.
crap, and then I finally broke down today. And
Yes.
and I'm just watching. I mean, Tony Teflon doesn't have any more except for he's smart as hell, but
Right.
any more insight than anybody else. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not
Right.
like really he's just like seen the trailer, and I haven't even seen the trailer, so I might indulge over the weekend because I don't think a trailer is really cheating. But
no, a trailer won't, and they do so many misdirects in the trailers, and the way you get real, people have real information is if they're following the blogs for the set photos, when they were there were some leaked set photos that people
I saw
got
those. Yeah.
That kind of stuff gives you more information, and then just knowing who directs which episode and this and that, and then you can kind of figure stuff out. But the actors interviews and stuff, they say
put out a video I haven't watched yet, but it has something to do with the necklace Sansa wears and the symbol, and I can't wait to see that one.
Oh,
and when I find it, I'll send it to you, Liz. It has something to do with the shape of the necklace that Sansa wears because it matches the symbols in the cave and
that was Tony. Tony talked about it, but I didn't click onto that video yet. But
the way they put up the body,
okay,
right?
But
yeah.
I'm all into. Well, it's that circle with the line through it, which I thought was the symbol for salt.
I think the first time we see the bodies lined up,
do you know that?
it's the Isle of, no, she left. I think it's a symbol of the Isle of Faces when the first episode when the Night's Watch comes up. I think that's what that represents. The other
Would
one's
it?
the spiral.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh,
Yeah.
nothing. I was going to say something about the Isle of Faces that is not.
That's where it's going to end. I don't think in the show necessarily, but
Bran would go to the Isle of Faces.
Yes.
Oh my God. Scepter in the chat says, a trailer is just going to the strip club. Reading the leaked script or set photos is getting a lap dance.
Ah. That's funny.
Okay, I've been to the strip club, but I haven't.
Yeah, I
had a
think
lap
on
dance.
freaking Geek Chat, everybody voted to go to a strip club instead of the barbecue place and have karaoke, and that ticked me off.
I'm not going to a strip club because
I'm not either.
if you can get your
Been
broke
there, done
ass
that.
out the club, if you ain't gonna tip, get your broke ass out the club. If you ain't gonna tip, I ain't got money like that.
No, I don't want to. I don't. It's just. I mean, I've been to them before, but I'd rather do something else in
I've been to
Nashville than
plenty
go
of
to a damn strip club.
Right.
No, I mean, Bran, like I think that the Night King and Bran, that's who the Night King's after is Bran. Like he's
I
let
think
Daenerys, he's let
See, all
Daenerys
right.
get by. He's let Jon get away.
I've been
But-
watching.
I don't
I've
know
been
that.
watching Flash.
Y'all, I rarely
right?
do this, but I'm gonna let Russell
Okay.
get give his opinion on what the Night King wants.
Russell's the Night King expert.
He loves the Night's King. He thinks the Night's King don't
All
win
right,
it
tell me
all.
what you
He's
think,
like,
Russell, while I do the hustle.
You don't win it all.
okay, come on, put my headphones on. Yeah, okay, well, I'm gonna have to unplug. Hold on. All right. Guys here. Okay, Russell
Everybody can hear me?
Yeah,
can hear
bro,
ya.
we got you.
this is Russell's moment, brought to you from.
Feel me.
All right, rock on, Shaka Khan.
All right, look, the Night King with the Night King, that's a man.
I can't see him.
There you are.
I can't see me either.
It's all good. You're looking good, Russell.
Yeah, I will.
There he is.
There he is. The Night King, what the Night King's wanting, he's wanting that last baby.
Yeah, he wants Monster, right?
The baby, the one that
Baby Sam.
Gilly ran off to. The baby was actually born and delivered under the stall with the bleeding
Jerk.
tear, which means that is the next Azura High. And
Look at him pulling the knowledge.
that's what's happening. And that's why
Maybe.
he's coming for it, but he's not coming for anything else.
I thought you said he was coming for the throne because he was supposed to be the king.
Keep changing.
He's changed.
Okay, all right, here we go. Here's this other. I'm serious. Okay, all right. I always said, but until I rewatched some of these videos I watched today with the
Okay, hold on, because
anyway.
Russell, do you give that doggy treats? Because he's watching you like you're gonna toss
What
him
is
some
it?
goodies.
He gives the dog treats. Yeah, he buys them little he buys
Scooby snacks.
Hey,
sausage.
look, I'll give him a treat right now. Here, Rudy, here's some.
He's totally like, come on, Dad, hook me up.
Rudy. Rudy.
I'm through the top.
Rudy.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but he was being too cute. See,
I mean, I've been studying this for a while, and it was like, I thought, Aegon. All right, I have a pronunciation problem, but Aegon the second was actually the person that the children of the forest crucified to become the Night King. And there's something that I started reading. I started looking in the books that I don't read, other than other books. But it was the Duncan Egg book.
Those are good. Yeah.
Those are fun.
Listen, hear me, or some children's books.
That's the books, babe. Go ahead with this now.
that there was a dragon rider with a dragon that instead of projected fire, projected ice.
Oh, okay. He's talking about the ice dragon that y'all.
The ice dragon. From
I have that book. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, hear me out. And the ice dragon ended up dying against the dragon. I'm trying to remember how it went. God. Anyway, the ice dragon, he got burnt to death, being the ice king or whatever, and he became human again. That's what it was. He became human again. And I think that Aegon the second, and he's coming back to claim his rightful throne on the Iron Throne.
Okay, I don't know where you're going with this whole Aegon the second thing, but what you're saying is the Night's King is coming back to claim the throne because it was supposed to be his
but
anyway.
He's going to become human again.
But he's going to become human again.
He's not going to be blue. He's going to
That's
maybe he's going to meet
about
a
this.
certain person.
He's going to be Caucasoid.
see, I think that it's Bran.
Now,
I've been
throw that
watching-
around y'all's room. And,
I do too, because Bran is the
Thank
one
you,
he.
Russell.
Thank
you, Russell.
you. Good job. Look
All
at her.
right, that was
Jennifer's got on her Saint shirt, and they got a fleur-de-lis in the background.
And make you be like, what?
Brought to you by Pure Craziness.
Rock on, Shaka Khan.
Jennifer wrote, "Oh Lord."
You got cold.
But I think because I always thought it might be Bran, especially like the closer that we've gotten, and then I think that because I've been watching The Flash now with
Go back in
friend of
time
mine.
and read the book.
and
This week I'm binging on the show. On
Me
all
too,
the
me too.
episodes.
I've been trying to do a rewatch. Me too.
Yeah.
with all the
Who
back and
else
forth.
doing a rewatch in the chat?
I was trying, but I can't get it. Sucks, dude.
Carlisa says she loved that from Imagination Realm. You're a member of her, of her group, yeah. And Imagination Realm, is everybody a member of that on Facebook? She does a really good job.
She posts a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
She posts everything. And when do you sleep, girl? My phone will be ringing. I look. Carlisa's
we'll sleep
still
when we're
up.
dead, right? Imagination.
I tried to do
I'm not on Facebook,
today,
so I
but got
can't.
distracted. Russell sat here and watched all of season 2 today. It was real bad rain and weather here today in New Orleans, and it was kind of cool. So we're trying to get good sleep, I hear.
Yeah.
Except to stay in a secret.
jealous.
I've been rewatching some reactors like Visor TV for my rewatch. I have insomnia. I do too usually, but today I can sleep. I sleep really good when it rains for some reason, especially when it's this hard down rain that really cuts out all noises, and that's what it was today.
Oh, a nice light rain can be really
relaxing.
I'll put those on just like to try to fall asleep.
Imagination Realm. I watch Twilight Zone and YouTube all day. I know you can get in a YouTube hole. You can get just like one video.
Oh yeah.
Have it on instant play where it recommends videos. You can fall into a deep YouTube hole, and you're not.
Definitely.
I sleep 4 hours max. Wow.
That's me. I'm with you, Carly.
All right.
That's
well,
mine.
you know what, guys? I have to go.
And I take naps too.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap this up.
My shoulder's bugging me, and I kind of.
Russell wants to say one more thing. Let's let him.
Okay.
Sure.
Fried chicken.
Jennifer talked about to a deep hole.
YouTube hole.
Well, I fell into a deep hole one time, and there I encountered a ball of rock. From the Greater than all of us! I must beat it! Run, you fool! Run! There you go. Good night.
All right. Thank you.
Well done, Russell. I'm afraid of that bell rock.
All right, you
I
guys.
want
Go ahead, Liz.
Oh, I just wanted to say really quick. I really like OSHA in this chapter.
Mhm.
I really like Bran's like maybe not his first teacher, but she's really like trying to open his eyes to things before he meets the Reeds and stuff. So I think she's cool. I like her. I just wanted to give props to OSHA.
Yeah, a little bit of his
Yes.
alternative education.
Yeah, definitely. He needs it.
Yeah, well, absolutely, because all he's got is and like it's so obvious, in this chapter. I know in other ones too. Like he knows more, but he won't teach it to them. So he's like with this collar, and so
yeah.
And he has that link. Like not all maesters have that link. For
I know. I don't know why.
Right.
So maybe trying to. I don't know. Maybe he's like part of the conspiracy, so he knows the stuff. Like learn it so you can destroy it, kind of deal. I don't know. But I like Meister Lewin. Like he's one of my. I also like him a lot. But
I do too.
I don't know. Maybe
he does down Bran every time he speaks about magic.
And he is curious about him and the Catelyn. Like he's not from the north. You know, it's curious that he was sent up there.
Right.
That's what I was saying earlier. He's been up there since Rob was. So that's 15 years.
And
that would have been enough time to learn some northern stuff.
Question really quick. See, well, I think that should be required teaching as a part of learning to be a maester, because you don't know where you're going to be sent.
Right.
And that's, you know what I mean? So you kind of need to dabble in all of it.
Like Carlisa says in the chat, definitely a maester conspiracy, information control.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with
right.
I do think there's a maester conspiracy to
they kind of
control and be the most learned if there are people who have these powers that are uncontrollable.
Right.
So do you guys think, what color was the raven that sent the message about autumn was there officially? Do you think
it was
that was
white.
Raven?
White.
It was white?
It was white.
They're always
a white raven comes to signify the end of winter. We get this.
No, it says in here. He asked Septon Shale about the wolves, and he says, or the comet, and he says it's telling us that seasons are changing, and then they receive a white raven within a couple of days saying that it's autumn now.
And I do know that it's white, because remember in the prologue,
yes.
what's her face? Shireen wants to see the white raven.
Right. That was in the prologue, I believe.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But
they send out white ones for every change of the season.
I wanted it to be an auburn raven. I'm just put that in. I wanted it to be a ginger raven.
War Eagle. Hey, at Dollywood they had these. At Dollywood they had all these birds of prey, and I tried to take such a good picture of the raven. It was huge, but he kept hiding out in the corner, so I couldn't get a good look at him.
I did see the ravens at Tower of London when I went there. That was really cool. With the beef eaters and their really sweet outfits. It's so badass. And then
bless you.
Yes, very much so. But what was I just gonna say? Dang it, I lost it.
You were talking about the guys in uniform.
Yes, but before that, what were you talking about, Kerri?
Ravens.
Oh, the ravens. The raven I saw at Dollywood.
You were talking about the ravens in the Tower of London. Yeah, the pet ravens. Right. Well, no, they were. That's what I wanted to tell you. Is it the Cornell Institute? I don't know if you guys. Okay, here's like another nerdy side of Moni. Yet another nerdy. I've got so many layers of nerd.
You know you're a nerd.
We all do, yeah.
So
like I kick ass at Trivial Pursuit. Why do I have that information in my head? You know, it's just random. Okay, go ahead.
Right. People are like, what? And I'm like, I don't know why it's stuck there. I can't tell you. So anyways, they have these, it's the Cornell Institute, I believe. And they have these live bird cams. One of them is the Searsecker Forest. They have these awesome bird feeders, and they have these cameras where you can watch them. And they have woodpeckers, and then of course you get the little mourning doves. But then they also have one now. It's a barn owl. Inside, they have one that posts outside the little box. That's their nest. And inside, and I guess there's a baby, and I didn't get to see it today, but just FYI, if you want to check out, if you've ever seen a baby owl. When I was young, there was a great big giant, golly, what was he? Was it a horned owl? I'll have to look it up. But the baby flew out, and it was seriously this little ball of white feathers. It looked like a giant white feather ball. And because it had flown out, but it didn't know how to get back up. So all of the neighborhood kids, we were all there going, "Oh my gosh, that's the coolest thing!" I still remember it, of course. And the mom and the dad were both like boop boop, like they were there, and then they were like getting closer and closer. Then finally, my dad shushed us all off, so none of us got attacked by owls. So I don't know how they got that baby back up there, but it was like the coolest thing seeing this baby owl. So I want to go check that out. But like when you're talking about looking at birds of prey, you can check out this little baby owl. It's in the little nest.
Auburn.
It's a barn owl. Yeah, and I think it's got white feathers too. But anyways, I'm excited. I want to go see it. So
at the University
most baby birds are disgusting. I actually can't stand baby birds. They're gross.
At Auburn, with their veteran, I'm sorry, Jen, I'm gonna say this, and I'll shut up. At Auburn's, they have the veterinary school, and they have the birds of prey, and in the alumni tent, you can go in there, and people are holding them up, where you can look at them and whatever. And one of them was a one-eyed owl, and this lady came in there with her dog, and the girl holding the owl was like, I think you need to get your dog like out of here, like now, This was a full-grown. Yeah, it was gonna have that doggy for
right
for her lunch,
for snacks, or at least get rid of it.
And I think that's a good comment to wrap up with.
Okay.
Kind of secrets in the chat says, for all of his protestations about there's no magic, these things don't exist anymore. It's very strange that when Lewin was dying, he made sure to get to that heart tree. And both in show and in the book.
That's a really good point. That's really, oh man, now
he basically had to he had that in his stomach, which is a very painful injury. You essentially die, believe from bleeding to death, and he dragged himself a good ways to get over there to the Godswood and in front of that heart tree. So next week, we have Chapter 5, Aria 2, and we are supposed to have A.U. Packmule on as our guest.
Yay!
And, hey, Lady Laura Dane of Starfall. Good to see you.
Hey.
And who's going to do shout-outs? If there are no questions in the chat.
I can do them for you.
All right,
Yay, Bran. Thanks.
Shout-outs, Bran.
All right, tonight we had Nancy T., The Fearless Mermaid, Revengeance, The Baratheon Girl, A.U. Packmule, Brandon, The Imagination Realm, Septa Chain of Secrets, and Lady Laura Dane, Starfall.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Thanks, and don't forget the Russell.
And I guess we have the Russell.
Special appearance. Bye.
We give you a shout out.
Yeah, thanks.
I'll do the who's doing the overview next week? I'll take it if nobody wants it.
Well, I thought AU was going to do it, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll double down on that and make sure. And
sure.
If not, I'll let you know.
Well, I get nervous, but I just need to practice, and I haven't done one in a while.
We're also supposed to have Carlisa from the Imagination Realm on for the first chapter. So we've got some guests lined up, and that's always exciting. It's always good to get a new face up in here and a new. Oh, hey, Amanda, Living on a Prayer just popped in. That's
hey.
And one more book club until the premiere.
Okay. So wants to know, can I shout out 2 other YouTube channels? Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Sure, rock on.
Okay, nervousness.
She's nervous. No, don't be nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. It's not going to be.
We're nothing but fun.
The Fearless Mermaid, Jen. We need to, if it's possible, have her on to practice. She wants to, she'd be fun. I think she'd enjoy.
Amanda?
Yeah, getting a little practice.
I told her anytime she wants to come on.
Okay.
What's not fun about a fearless mermaid? Let's.
Yeah, really?
Call it out. Woo! Sounds like a good
All right,
time to me,
Amanda. Amanda, you're on the hook now. It's live.
There was a leak at the start of YouTube and Twitter. It was 15 seconds of promo. Okay. I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to look at it. I can't help myself.
Yeah.
Johnny be crazy.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
Your nose, Johnny be crazy.
Every Amanda.
Amanda, yeah, all the Amandas.
All of you
No,
Amandas.
Amanda Duncan, living on a prayer.
But sure. Okay. So nervous. So Johnny Be Crazy's channel. And what other channel do you want to shout out? Bran Sterius?
Okay.
Bran.
Friday night, if you guys want to listen to my dance party.
I sent Moni some music. I sent Moni some music to jam out to.
I believe I put that on my Friday night dance party on my channel. Because, and you know what? Make sure you do the mix up when you're getting down with your bad and funky self. Because that's what I like to do.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you, Carly.
Okay.
Yeah, one of these days we can just.
Johnny Crazy has some cool stuff, and search Bran Sterius. Both know their shit, but small channels.
Who wants to?
Me too. I love a dance party, so we have to get out with our bad and funky self.
I used to go out dancing every weekend, but I haven't.
I used to go out dancing all week long, and then I didn't go out on the weekend because I didn't like that crowd.
I used to dance for a living.
That's a whole different kind of dance, girl. That's a whole different kind of dance. I get into my own groove, and it's just like people want to come dance with me. And I was like, all right, like I totally pull like the dirty dancing, like this is your circle, that's my circle. You know, it'd be cool. Do not mess up my groove. You can dance with me, just don't mess up my vibe.
Of rave parties, certainly I have. Is it a grease dance party? No, but you know,
it could be
younger, and you would go away to camp or whatever, and theme dances like tonight's 50s night. And
we did that in 8th grade at my school. We'd have a talent show, quote unquote, but we just get up there and lip sync songs. So we weren't really doing anything, you know.
We get crazy up in here.
Oh,
okay, I like the dance
Ralph called you spaghetti arms.
I dig the dance of the spaghetti arms. Okay, why do hippies dance like this?
They're like a chicken, yeah.
Keep the music out of their eyes.
Oh. No, they're making tracers with their hands from the acid.
Well, you need light stick, like the glow stick.
This is kind of a crazy thing, but one time I'm at this club, and they played EDM, you know, so it was kind of like a rave every Saturday night. And this guy was apparently on some psychedelics, and there was some paintings in there that were done with like black light paint or whatever. And this dude had painting. He had like a highlighter in his hand, and he was like, I painted this.
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
All right. So yeah.
You know what? That's just it. Like milk of the poppy. Just wonders.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. Cheers.
Super crazy.
Cheers.
All right, everybody.
Up to it, down to it. Love you guys. Rock on, Shaka Khan.
Are you too? And we will see you then.
I want to show you guys the Stark babies at the premiere.
Oh, Macy looks so cute.
She does look so cute. I like her colored hair. I don't think everybody wears that well, but I think
it's pink. Yeah, I saw her on Good Morning America. Somebody put that in Hangouts, I think.
But the babies were together with their daddy.
Yeah.
Aww.
Cute. Jennifer, do you want to mention your other
That's
stuff?
all. Fine.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, you can get a book club t-shirt. They are kind of pricey, but they're supposed to be really well made. Mine hasn't even gotten here yet. So
can't wait to see it.
There's a link in the description. Also, you can Patreon if you want to, which just helps pay for equipment and whatnot like that. So thanks so much. And
rock on, Shaka Khan.
Thank you.